welcome or welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Sarah Jane. I am a PR practitioner living in DC, and I make a lot of content on reading, grad school at Georgetown, and just life in my 30s. So if that sort of content interests you, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe because it really helps support my channel. Today we're gonna be doing an October reset. I love resetting at the beginning of every month. It just gives me a second to sit down and like really think about what I've accomplished this month, what I really want to accomplish next month, and all that kind of good stuff. So I always like to start off by reflecting on what happened in the previous month. So in September, my quote was, because I always love to start off with a quote, is, "And the sun took a step back, the leaves lulled themselves to sleep, and autumn was awakened," by Raquel Franco. I just thought that was really, really nice. I have these resets broken up into 3 different sections. So I have health and wellness, personal and professional, and personal finance. So starting with health and wellness, my first one was to work out 3 times a week. I did not accomplish this. The first 2 weeks I did run 4 times a week each week actually, and then the last 2 weeks I have run twice a week. So I'm not giving that to myself, but I am really proud of how much I have incorporated running into my schedule now. I definitely picked that up this month. That was not something I was doing before. I've tried like different workout routines. I've tried doing Pilates, home workouts, going to the gym, and I found that running has been the most therapeutic lately for me. And so I've been really enjoying that, even though I did not hit the 3 times a week concept. Next was meal prep weekly. I didn't really do that. I mean, I'm giving it to myself, but my husband actually meal prepped for me because he's amazing. He makes like the best wraps, and I've been bringing that to work. And so I'm giving myself that because, you know, what's his is mine and what's mine is his, right? So he did the thing and I get it, right? Yeah, okay. Next was to read 4 books. I haven't finished, obviously, reading for the month of September, but I have already finished 5 books this month, so I'm definitely past that goal, and I'm really proud of myself. I'm gonna make a whole different video about all the books that I read in the month of September, so be sure to check, stick around for that. But I'm very excited because now that I'm commuting more to work and going on longer runs, I've actually started listening to audiobooks, and my friend told me about the Libby app, which, if you don't know what that is, essentially you just import your library card and all the audiobooks that are in your library interface are on Libby. So you don't even have to go to the library. You can just rent them on the Libby app, which is amazing because I was buying them before, so I was spending quite a bit of money. So I'm really happy that I'm now using Libby, and I've listened to quite a few audiobooks in the month of September, so I'm super excited to like share that with you guys later on when I do my reading wrap up. Okay, now moving into personal and professional. First was to go on 3 friend dates. I actually went on 4 with the intent to go on 5, but I didn't get to do one of the friend dates because we got rained out. We were supposed to go apple picking, so we rescheduled that for October, but I am really happy that I did 4. Actually, I think I did 5. I actually did 5 with the intent of doing 6. Wow, go me. I was super social. I always like to make it a goal to make sure I'm doing these like friend dates because I think friendships enrich so much of our lives, and I think there's such an emphasis in our culture to really prioritize romantic relationships, which are obviously important, and I very much love my husband and I think about doing things with him all the time, but I think friendships are super valuable as well, and making sure that I make it a priority to not put my friendships on the back burner. So I always like to make sure that I at least go on a certain amount of friend dates each month, and I'm really proud. I can't believe I did so many this month. I think friend dates for me are a little bit easier in the fall because there's so many like fun fall activities, and most of them aren't even that expensive. So you can do things like apple picking, go to a show together, you can have a movie night in, there's just so many things that you can do in the fall, and I just find it so much easier to schedule these friends dates when I don't really have to think about like what we're doing. I feel like that's my issue a lot of times with spring and summer is like I don't want to just go to a meal, although I will, like I'll go to happy hour or I'll go on a meal with a friend, but to me I find so much joy into doing these other activities, which I feel like are just easier to schedule in the fall. Okay, next up is upload 4 YouTube videos. That did not happen. So I'm back in my final semester at Georgetown, and it's just kind of been a lot. It's my final culminating semester, and we're doing a lot of like we're doing one really big project. So that has like really taken a lot of out of my time. And then additionally, I got a new responsibility at work. So when I have this new responsibility plus grad school, it's just been a lot, and I haven't had a lot of free time, so I have not uploaded my normal amount of YouTube videos, which makes me sad because I really do love YouTube. I feel like it's one of the few hobbies that I genuinely just enjoy doing for myself, and I love filming, I love editing, and it makes me sad that I haven't been able to make it a priority this month, so I'm hoping that I can do that next month. Last personal and professional was stay on top of capstone. I think I've done that. I'm really proud of myself. You know, I think there's something to be said about putting up boundaries. So as I just mentioned, I have now more responsibility at work and I have less free time. So I've had to really do an audit of how I spend my time. And there's been a couple of activities that I've had to cut from my life and take a step back in terms of volunteer work and things like that, because I just don't have the time. And I'm actually very proud of myself for like acknowledging that and coming to terms with that and having some hard conversations about that, because it's just what's best for me. And sometimes I think that can be really hard to do. And so I am really proud that I did that this month. And because of that, I do feel like I have stayed on top of capstone. And for personal finances, I said stay focused on goals. I am giving myself that. My husband and I have started doing this thing where at the beginning of the month, we just started it. We sit down and we go through our finances and what some of our short and long-term financial goals are. And I'm really happy that we've done that. We've definitely done that in a more like casual way. And I really like that we are making time for it. So out of 7 goals, I completed 5 of them, which is not bad. And 7 goals is actually not a lot. I normally have more than that during a reset, but like I said, it was just so busy. Now that we've looked at September, we're gonna go ahead and think about October. So this is just an overview of my Notion. I love using Notion to sort of help me organize my life. This is October. My quote for October is gonna be, "I'm so glad I live in a world where there are Octobers." I'm sure a lot of people have heard this quote, but it's from Anne of Green Gables. So starting with health and wellness, I want to keep my goal of working out 3 times a week. I think that's very doable, and I just want to make sure that I do that because it really helps, I think, with my stress too. It's like a very healthy way to get out my stress. Next is continue meal prepping, and then the last is to read 4 books. Definitely still think 4 books is doable, and I have so many books that I want to read in the month of October, and then I have so many books in my TBR, and I'm really excited to share that video with you guys soon, so stay tuned, but it's gonna be amazing. Next up is personal and professional. Instead of 3 friend dates, I decided to pivot it to 3 fall activities. And these are activities that I'm going to like want to do with other people, of course. But I wanna make sure that I am making the most out of this time of the year. I already have planned going apple picking. I also have a haunted house in the book, so I want to think of like one more fall activity to do next month and make sure like I actually do them. And I'm not somebody who really like cancels plans, but sometimes you can't like help the weather, so I'm hoping that October will work with me and I can go out, I can do all these like October-y things. Okay, then I want to upload 4 YouTube videos. Now that I've cut some things from my life, I'm hoping that I can have more time to do some of the things that I like, so fingers crossed for that. And then last is to continue to stay on top of capstone. We have 3 more months of capstone left, so I gotta hang in there. And my last genre, which is personal finance, is to survive the potential government shutdown. I am a government employee, and if you haven't been watching the news, there is a potential government shutdown looming. So if the government does shut down, that obviously affects like my pay and my ability to work. So, and you can't really do anything. If that happens, we do have an emergency fund and we do plan on like hunkering down. I really hope it doesn't happen, of course, because that affects my life, but these are things that are outside of my control. The only thing that I can control is how we fare the government shutdown if it does happen. So in terms of personal finances, we're stopping some of our short-term goals to make sure that we have enough in our reserve to survive it if it does happen. So that one's kind of like a really serious goal, but it's very much a real thing. So anywho, those are my 7 goals for the month of October. So I'm really, really excited to see how it goes. I also usually include in these videos my favorite like memory and everything that happened. I usually include it at the beginning, but I just sort of forgot because I haven't filmed a YouTube video, it feels like forever. So just going back, now that I've talked about my goals and reflecting on the month of September, this was a good month. Like I said, I had a lot of like friend time. This month I finished up a lot of like summer activities that I really wanted to do. So I went to a couple polo matches. I think polo is so much fun. If you've never seen a polo match, just watching these horses like gallop across the field at full speed after a ball is just like really, to me, I think it's just super fun. So I went to a couple polo matches to finish out the summer. I did go to a baseball game. I went to a bunch of like events for friends. So like I had a friend's birthday party. I had a friend's farewell party. I had a friend's out party. Like there was just so many events going on to attend, which was really nice. It was a really nice way to like finish up summer and transition into fall. A couple of my favorites this month were my favorite book, which is probably Caravel by Stephanie Garber. Oh, no, actually, okay, I have 2 favorites. Caravel by Stephanie Garber and Divine Rivals. Y'all, I loved both of those books. Those were both 5-star reads for me. I'm not gonna go too much into it because I'm gonna talk about it in my reading wrap up. But if those are books that you've been interested in, just know it is totally worth the hype and you should definitely read them. And then my favorite show, I've started watching Gilmore Girls again, which is what I do every fall and just makes me super, super happy to feel all the autumnal vibes. And so that was definitely my favorite fall show. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe because it really does help support my channel. And I will talk to you guys in another one. Bye.